bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Hello everyone, this is the Nameless One, and today we will be continuing the I almost said Heart of Darkness, Lost Memories campaign. I have here with me today Cold, Ice, Moon, and Fiction. Should be everybody, right? Or did somebody else sneak in?
No.
Nez is dead.
Yep, don't know what happened in this. Probably still asleep. Before we get started, I would like to remind everybody, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. More to how to support the channel at the end. I am going to remind everybody that there's still a subathon going on over on Twitch, so be sure to go check that out. I will be back to regularly scheduled stuff for that on Monday. Tomorrow I will probably just be taking a break. Because Nameless is tired. Although we will still be having Heart of Darkness. Other than that, let's go ahead and jump straight into the recap. Well, don't all of you jump up at once.
What was it? Pyre stole Ivory's little tablet and got the group to the bunker that we were heading to. We then went in. Ivory managed to do some top tier scrounging and found the first key card. And so we started doing some exploring, and then I think it was was it Pyre or was it Rapid who found the other key card? I think it was Rapid.
Well, that was Rapid, yeah.
Yeah. And that basically got us into like the research lab, R&D kind of area. We found a lot of harvested cryo stored bodies. And yeah, that was our reaction. We ended up finding like two like facility staff. I think they both had like diaries. One Pyre got to keep, the other Ivory got to keep. And the second one that we found was very, very disturbing. And we think we might know what's causing the heat, the very loud, or well, the increasingly loud ticking / heartbeat noise. And we think who might be down there, potentially in a God engine casket.
The term was sarcophagi.
Sarcophagi. What do I look? Egyptian? I'm Ivory Facade.
Yeah, we're too far north for Egypt.
Yeah.
What do you think this is? The sands of the South?
I don't hear no fancy playing flutes.
Look, we ain't got a sitar play in the background while someone throat sings melodies. Obviously, we ain't in Egypt.
Yeah, we're not walking through like a marketplace with a snake being charmed in like a stereotypical Hollywood movie. This ain't
With some random dude walking up to us saying that they expected us and we're some kind of doctor. I mean, I am, but the rest isn't.
Yeah, he's not coming up like, Dr. Jones, welcome to Egypt. The tomb is this way.
Being a foreigner is the world's leading expert on our own history.
Exactly.
So, you guys are continuing your exploration down the into the facility. As you're doing so, you start to notice more and more like half-built remains of God engines. And they're in a state of you would still need more resources and materials than you guys could manage.
So I'm hearing they're good for scrap.
That's about all they would be good for if you can find the usable parts. Because
I'm hearing we combine them all into like a smaller one.
They're also in varying states of decay.
We can just paint over the rust.
We can make a weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Gear to surpass Metal Gear.
As you guys are walking, you note that the sound has begun to increase in volume. You also go ahead.
I brought this up last session, but I don't remember. Did we come to a consensus on if there's a giant beating heart, if we're gonna stab it, or if we're just gonna leave it alone?
I think we have.
We have not come to a consensus, I don't believe.
Well, I guess we'll just burn that bridge when we get there.
Anyways,
Just blow up that bunker once we do it.
as you guys continue, I need everybody to roll a hearing perception.
Ease open sheet, thank you.
I still love how everyone has different dice, so you can always tell who's actually rolling.
Yeah.
This is why I love
Also,
the.
thank you for that earlier comment in that chat, Moon. I found the source of the ticking. It's a pipe bomb. Yay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Back to what I was gonna say. So for you guys, as you're continuing, you hear what sounds like wheezing, gasping, breathing. And it's in one of the offshoot rooms. I think I have a sound for this. That was a very awkward wheezing, but okay.
Hey man, I think you might have asthma. Let's go get you a doctor. Oh, hey, doc.
Yes, how can I help you?
Yeah, I think they got asthma.
Well, I don't think they need a lifesaver. I think they just need to fix their fucking respirator.
I didn't know this became a Star Wars crossover. Anakin, we're coming for you. No, I suppose we go check it out, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
So, you guys continue down the down that hallway, and eventually you start to notice what it almost looks like somebody got exploded against the wall, and it was just left there. Surprisingly, still fresh looking somehow.
Oh, jeez.
And
I'm gonna poke with my bayonet. I get an idea as to, like, it is basically just like preserved because of how deep it's down it is. Is there just something unnatural going on with it?
you hear
Is it
a
recent?
pained groan from further in down the hallway.
From poking it?
Yes.
Pyre picks up the pace.
I don't think I can fix this. I mean, I'll try. Mostly because imagine if I manage to do this successfully. No one will ever be able to defeat me as the best doctor.
So as you continue down the hallway, it gets thicker and thicker until you're walking on it. It's almost as if it replaced the walls. It's so thick. And eventually you come out into a hall, or not a hall, a room that is just all fleshy in the most unpleasant ways. And in the middle of the room is a larger mass that, as it shifts around, you realize that occasionally you see a face. What do?
That's disgusting.
All that is. Holy, what is this?
Sadly, our only expert of magic who's gone to magical preschool is currently indisposed. Oh, sorry,
over her
magical
shoulder.
kindergarten.
Yeah, looks over her shoulder. Damn it.
I think I'll poke it.
So, Rapid walks up to it and gives it a jab with his hoof, and 3 heads shift over, and you see something that looks like it might have at one point been the remains of a radio of some sort kind of surface and say, "Who are you?"
Ooh, it speaks. Who are we?
Pyre kinda steps forward. Suppose we could ask you the same thing?
The visible faces contort in a look of pain before disappearing into the mass again as new faces appear, and it finally speaks and says, "Don't remember."
Something tells me that might be a good thing.
This is twisted and repulsive.
No doubt in that. Well, I suppose the next question is, what are you?
We are many.
Kinda figured.
I instantly do not like this.
Why were you created to be this?
Wasn't created. Accident.
Asked.
No, accident.
Accident.
Oh, accident. Sorry.
A great misfortune happened.
Suppose another failure of the God Engine integration.
Escaped their
I
leash.
have a
What was that second word?
They skipped their leash.
their leash. I have a morbid theory. Remember how one of the subjects was detailed to have melted out?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't believe it was in a heat or liquid sense, do you?
I believe we are looking at it.
So, probably good chunk of the work of that sadist then.
Probably.
So next question is how
I mean,
much
I'm going
of
to
this
blame
was
him
face?
mistake?
anyways, but
A face that looks particularly proud and sadistic momentarily surfaces, and you hear my best work before it's reabsorbed by the main mass.
Huh. Well, I guess that's
Fire.
one way to
you
hide.
found your revenge.
Now, that last one, was his becoming part of you a mistake?
Not mistake.
Forcibly absorbed. Interesting.
It defies all reason to just sit here for who knows how long in stillness and agony.
Now, something tells me they might not have exactly had a whole lot of choice. And given the sadist, he probably was the only one, and well, obviously he wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is this goes beyond just sadism. The type of like tone it takes to do something like this, that's a true monster.
Yeah, well, from reading that book, yeah, he was a monster.
I mean, looking at this, given the face that just recently talked to us, I'd say he still is a monster.
Yeah, no doubt in that.
Doc
Just
pulls
gonna
out.
Take a few steps back. He's feeling very uncomfortable.
Doc takes out a little box and goes, "So what were you thinking? Sterizen, Karari, Radiant Valium. Don't you have enough? No, I don't have enough. And then Doc just looks around at all the flesh and goes, no, I don't have enough LSD for this.
Do something for the pain they're obviously in.
Oh, you just want something for the pain. I mean, I guess this will help, but it's a more long-term solution.
Yeah, it's what you're hinting at was kind of the next step.
So,
Just
Ivory, do me a favor and roll an intelligence check. +2.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't need it.
Well, it's a C, but +2 to that.
So, without knowing who else is in this amalgam, it is possible that you could get some more answers about what's going on here, as well as possibly more answers about the God Engines themselves.
But would Ivory even want to talk to this thing?
I mean, you know there's at least one researcher in there.
one researcher who knows a shit ton about God engines.
Yeah, but also Abomination.
Don't worry, you have time. And then Doc just starts looking over what drugs he has on him and starts trying to run calculations to figure out what might even work on this thing.
Yeah, Pyre is just kind of looking at it and kind of. I was about to sit down and realizes that's probably not a good idea and kind of continues looking at it. Just, do you even have a purpose?
Purpose lost.
How?
Slipped their leash. Or ended. Trapped. Locomotion impossible.
You were supposed to be a god engine battery.
No.
Maybe a
Okay.
pilot? It was mentioned that some of them are designed to be piloted.
That is true. But it doesn't give you any responses to that.
Interesting.
Do you have a medical professional in your amalgamation? I need to do a consultation.
Have many.
Do you think Irididalium would be effective on you?
There's a momentary pause before it replies. Unknown.
Would you like me to try to end whatever this is?
If less pain.
Well, suppose oblivion would be less pain.
I mean, it wasn't that bad when I went there.
You wouldn't happen to have any more information about this facility, would you?
Creates God engine.
Kinda figured that one. Is there one currently here?
Specify.
Do you have an operational God engine, or one close to it here?
Lady of Ashes.
Yeah. Kinda figured that. About God engine batteries. Is there any way to get the ponies that's been putting them out?
Theoretically possible. Possibly insane.
Yeah, well, given what we've learned, that's kinda not really a surprise.
Wait, there's a lot of implication with that statement. It's possibly insane. Why? Do they become unstable? Is it like interacting with a bomb? Do they become mentally or physically unstable?
Pain. Unending. Worse than us. Greatest
Damn.
failure.
Greatest failure, as in the amount of pain?
Couldn't stop.
how much of that was that damn sadist's work.
Didn't help. Didn't hinder. One of many.
Yeah, well, to do what they're doing, doing what they did, yeah, you kind of have to have no morals. Exactly who were the ponies that were put into the God engines?
Many important. Some heroes, others alicorns.
Alicorns. Okay. Out of character, would I know what an alicorn is?
So, roll me an intelligence check. At a -2.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
failed
no.
by 5 anyways. So,
That would have been a crit failure, yeah.
you can tell that it's something from the old world that you probably don't have now, because you've never heard of one before. It might have something to do with the old gods mentioned in the Legends of the Equestrian Wastes, but even with the fantastical shit that you guys see on a regular basis, you have no clue that there's any correlation. Doc, on the other hand, knows exactly who the alicorns are. Well, 3 of them. Because he's
One of
met...
them got depressed, and then I think they got angry and ran off.
Yep, that's one of them. The other one is still trapped inside the Kennerlot barrier and is in a state of falling apart due to her magic essentially eating her from the inside out. And the other is asleep. And partially following you around.
The asleep
I
one is the
wanted to-
one doing the best off.
Yes.
Likely, yeah. I wanted to know because, follow-up question. Who and what are alicorns?
So it shifts a bit and then begins to speak. This time the voices are kind of layered over the top of each other. So if I start saying words that basically mean the same thing or opposites of each other, they're all being said at once.
Mhm.
Traitors, goddess, god, prince, princess, magical, Shadowfire, Luna, Celestia, Twilight, Cadence, Very hard. This information seems a lot more just disjointed than previous information, as if everybody has something to say about it and they're all trying to do it at once.
And Luna. Luna was an Alicorn princesses. They were the rulers of the Equestrian monarchy. Ones that were betrayed.
Traitors, failures.
Traitors how?
I mean, technically, when you're the government in charge, those who defy you are the traitors.
And given where we are, I suppose that would make sense that most of the people here would think that.
It doesn't respond to any of that, and you can tell it's still holding on to what appear to be old FPC ideals. You know, it's almost like they were a part of that faction.
It's more or less what Byard just said, but yeah.
I don't really know how to end this thing. Like, in its current state of how long it survived for, I can give it irradiated Valium, and that might work.
How long would that take?
I don't even know. But what's the other solution? Let's give it a Stericine, and it chokes? With what mouth? The faces come and go, so my guess is breathing's not too big of an issue.
Well, faster way to do it wouldn't necessarily be painless.
Oh, my dear friend. All death is painful. The painlessness comes after.
Yeah, I suppose you'd be the one to know.
I can give it something that induces paralysis, but if it doesn't breathe, does it even have a heart that it needs to circulate blood and fluids? This is my issue with magic. Once it starts to get involved, everything goes out the window.
Yeah, a couple questions on that. What is that beating noise?
It's a bird.
Lady of Ash. Repairing
Thanks.
damage. Daybreaker. Too hot.
Oh, great. So, basically one giant bomb.
Not bomb.
There's a lot of really hot fire. And maybe lasers.
Goddess of Sun burns in rage.
So fire and lasers.
Well, found one of the two enraged ones. What's the other enraged one?
Shadowfire escape.
Okay, well, suppose that's one less battery then.
Well, that's what happens when you drag something out of a flaming pit of sadness. I'm not being metaphorical here. It was a literal flaming pit that when you entered, it made you sad.
Wait a minute. I think I've seen that guy before. It was a long time ago. I was one time during one of the cooler periods, but...
So, the amalgam
Decide.
The amalgam hears you say something about the burning pits, and kind of looks. There's several faces that surface that look worried, and it asks, "He left hiding place?"
I mean, I assume so. The last time I was there, he wasn't around the flaming pits, were more of just the pits.
For what purpose?
I don't know. Maybe they finally got the mental help they needed? How am I supposed to know? It's a god.
What would his motivations be?
I don't know. He could have been angry. He could have finally gotten over whatever he was sad about. Like I said, it's a god.
I was more asking this thing here. What would motivate him?
Well, that's a good question.
He He went mad with grief. Escaped
So do you,
with Luna.
Shadowfire? Huh.
I've heard the
So
name.
you knew he'd escaped.
Escaped FPC.
Well, there's that. Wait. If he escaped with Luna, why is Luna back with the FPC?
Not possible.
Most definitely possible. I've seen her in custody of FPC.
You had that a while ago. They could have escaped by the time we got here.
If she'd escaped, I'm pretty damn sure the Tanibus would have let us know somehow.
Do me a favor, everybody roll an intelligence check.
Shit. I'm too busy trying to figure out how to poison this thing.
That's a cock die right there.
My big
Ivory-
brain intelligence.
Ivory and Pyre, you both simultaneously realize that this thing is ancient and has not left this facility in who knows how long. And that means that more than likely it's working off of extremely outdated information.
Huh. Okay.
Holy shit! So, does that mean that Shadowfire was held by the FPC, escaped, and then I'm not saying this out loud, and then was recaptured? Thanks,
Potentially.
Ivory. Interesting.
I think they tried to use Luna to capture him.
And something happened to Luna, which set off Shadowfire.
Yeah, remember the storyteller's tale.
I usually get too caught up in the tea.
Ivory was too asleep.
Well, can't necessarily tell. She didn't exactly give a clear answer about who her lover is, but given they escaped together, wouldn't be surprised.
You spoke with her? Impossible.
Yeah, possible. Can only get yes or no questions, but given you apparently not been in the know for a long time.
Yeah, I was about to say, I guess you're probably wondering how the wastes are going right now.
The amalgam seems very distracted about the mention of you guys speaking with Luna as it begins to like essentially start arguing with itself. Implant failed? No. Impossible. Need further information.
Implant. So I
I
have something to do with the curse
This
on her,
thing
does it?
knows that. I don't think this thing knows that the gut engines are not under the whim of the FPC anymore.
It might not have been a good idea to mention that just yet.
Knew that already.
Did you know that he kind of broke the entire world?
Figured as much.
Mutually assured destruction.
Now it's getting sassy.
I don't know, that was starting to get attitude. At first I was solemn about this, but now I'm almost having to put you down. And then Doc's just gonna start loading up like a basing size thing at Kennedy.
Anyway, back to that implant. Anything to do with keeping her permanently asleep?
Keep in coma. Conscious.
Oh.
Incapable of motor function. Sleep.
So, comatose and paralyzed. Wouldn't happen to know how to remove that, would you?
Surgical.
Great. Wouldn't happen to have any information on that that would assist the doctor in doing that?
Back into spine.
Okay. He kind of looks at Doc.
I can try, but I'm going to need some research and to actually have a place prepared for this. This isn't just some rinky-dink procedure that I can just do in the back of the cart.
Yeah, I suppose the FPC would probably have intact facilities.
Must stop completion. Lady of Ash, World Eater, uncontrollable.
You know, I've heard that about pretty much every single god engine you made. Honestly, y'all are pretty stupid. I understand the whole mutually assured destruction of making weapons you can't even control. What, did you expect them to just automatically shut down when you were done with them?
Could control. Once. Traitor. Sabotage.
Oh.
Any plan that falls apart at a single point of failure was a shit plan to begin with.
Not arguing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no point. You are hopefully about to die soon.
Yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
who was the traitor?
Unknown.
Huh.
Turned off. Leash control.
I wonder if that was Silvertongue. Seemed he'd get a kick out of it.
Silvertongue. Not art. Led equestrian monarchy.
He led them.
Dethroned Twilight. We
More
observe.
Yeah, I ran into one of their agents. Well, sort of. The one that trapped them.
Project Lame Duck. Worst kept secret.
Yeah, well, I suppose once you've removed the people you're trying to remove, I suppose it doesn't need to be a secret anymore.
Old monarchy. Not FPC.
Well, I don't suppose they'd necessarily need to hide it from the FPC. Once again, once the leaders were gone, why hide it?
It basically repeats what it just said, as if that's somehow proving the superiority of the FPC.
Yeah. Fire rolls his eyes. Fine. You have any information on how to turn off Lady Ash?
Process automated necessity. Unknown controls intact.
Pyre turns to Ivory, kind of giving him a really deep glare. You think you can do it?
Potentially.
You think you can do it without killing us?
Or the world?
Or the world?
Yeah.
I can likely do something without resorting to mass casualty.
Well, there we go. You take care of the God Engine, and then I'll do spinal surgery with ill-suited equipment in an ill-suited location.
Well, that's Luna, not Celestia. That would be more trying to get her out of the sarcophagi.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying we all have impossible things planned to do. Evidently, we're a lot busier than expected.
Point. No.
Request answer.
For which one?
Cathedral ship. Deliverance. Did it launch?
Pyre immediately looks to Doc.
That's the FPC's like giant ship, right?
Correct. That's the one that
Name
jumped in
Okay.
from orbit a few months ago.
Doc,
So Ivory would know that.
Doc looks a little bit abashed because he was intimately familiar with the people who caused this event.
Pyre kind of looks at Doc. You're gonna have to tell that story another time.
I wasn't there. I showed up literally minutes after it happened.
What happened?
It unfortunately launched.
It unfortunately launched. A bunch of idiots went on, I don't even know what they were doing. Maybe a vacation? Walked into a building, hit a bunch of buttons, and the next thing I knew, there was a giant ship in orbit, and then the city got up and walked away. Honestly, it was the type of thing that made me think my psychosis was finally taking hold.
Ooh. Command.
I don't know. I didn't exactly have the captain's dinner report thing.
Just a bit of a clarification. They're talking about the FPC, not just the ship.
Yeah. Steel brands.
Still lives?
Unfortunately.
Still lives.
If you can even call it that. They'd likely have a, some source of foul contraption or magic or something keeping them going, like you have keeping you going.
Not
Pretty sure
magic.
technology. From what I saw, I think he was in some sort of power armor.
That's something I can work with. Not the technology part, but that means the underlying anatomy is essentially unchanged.
That makes sense.
Must
From what I have gathered, he is indeed still walking on his own four hooves.
must
be stasis suits or genetic modification.
Oh, great. He modified himself.
Question. Did Ivory see Steelbrand in, like, a suit, or did he just see Steelbrand?
All of them were in combat armor, so they all were power armored.
Okay.
So you don't know if it would be anything considered a stasis suit or not, and you don't know if all of them were wearing it or what happened. But they also, jumped in from orbit with one of the most advanced pieces of tech that this era has ever seen.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. From what I've heard through virtue of my people, they do indeed seem to still be wearing their iconic armor. Though I haven't heard anything of any specialized kind of suit.
What was that stealth suit we ran into?
Besides that one, but I'm talking about something less combat focused.
Yeah, point.
Stealth suits included.
So several faces actually surface additionally as they start to look somewhat panicked.
Must stop him. Thinks can use World Eater, Lady of Ashes. Kill Silvertongue.
Well, I suppose nuking the entire world do that.
Thinks he can control them. No one can control enraged Alucard.
Yes, but hubris seems to be the running theme of your people's ideology at this point. Then again, none of the people on the magical side I've met were alive enough to really spout a bunch of nonsense at me.
Yeah, you would have thought he'd learn from losing control of all the others.
Yeah, but these people are, well, these folks are maniacs. They assume that it's because one of their underlings messed up, or some other type of flaw. There's no way it could have been something that they've done, or that they've caused.
So one head actually shifts slightly above the others and speaks.
I opened door for Shadowfire. Learned Lady of Ash never would be controlled like others. Could not risk Prince of Destruction becoming Nightmare.
Okay. Is there any way to calm her down before bringing her out?
Unknown. All research into enraging.
So you basically just build giant death robots and made them really angry, then expected them to behave afterward?
Guess that goes to Hubert.
Was side effect of smaller. Enraged only way Alicorn power World Eater Lady of Ashes.
I'm really happy your side blew up.
At this point, I'm kind of glad both sides blew up.
Well, don't be that happy. They're still around.
Not for long. As Doc sits there and just starts mixing some little chemicals on a little tray.
If Steelbrand lives, so does Silvertongue. Probably through magic.
Don't worry, if it's up to me, both of them are gonna die.
I'm in agreement with him.
Silvertongue is obsessed. Become king. Call himself King in Yellow.
As he says that, Doc's going to stab like the flesh with a syringe full of fucking ketamine and just like full on fucking jam it in.
How much ketamine are you giving?
Telling us things.
I mean, it's a basing thing, so how many doses you want to call it? I basically got ketamine for days.
I'm gonna let you pick the number.
I'm gonna say 50 doses worth of ketamine. And this is just a start. I'm also going to give him a radiothallium mixed with DMSO, which basically turns an ingestible substance into something the body can absorb through its skin. And I'm just going to, like, put it on a little tongue depressor and just slather it down the wall. It might not kill it instantly, but it should spread throughout his body and basically kill it with cancer.
As Pyre seeing you do this, it looks at it kind of sadly. I'll be sure to give you your last rats.
I don't feel bad for it. It was a monster. I don't mean, in the physical sense of being an actual monstrosity. I mean from a morality standpoint.
At this point, it's already begun to, like, very rapidly kick in a lot of the side effects as it's no longer coherent. And the mass is moving around quite quickly.
Well, whatever you did's probably working. We might not want to be in here when it finishes off. Kind of looking at the fleshy walls and kind of makes her way towards the exit.
I agree. Looking at this, I'm kind of concerned that it might have integrated itself into the structural integrity.
It makes sense. And yeah, you're right.
And then Doc is going to do the run now.
Yeah, Pyre follows. Yeah, you're right. They probably don't deserve their rights if they're all a part of this.
If your rights let them rest in peace, then may them never rest.
Yeah, good point. You see Pyre is a little conflicted with that, but just keeps running with Doc.
Nambula is standing at the far end of the hall where the flesh started to coat because she found it disturbing and did not want to follow you guys.
Nebula, I don't blame you. The smell was so bad. It was so bad. Imagine being a giant wall of flesh, unable to cleanse yourself. It was so bad.
Doc, you don't stop talking about how bad it is. I'm gonna knock you out.
What?
If we continue on this subject, I'm going to knock both of you out and activate Lady of Ash just for shits and giggles. Now,
As long as it's not for giggles and shits.
I simply wish to get out of this hallway with that thing.
And
The general vicinity of it. Ugh.
yeah, well, let's go deal with Lady Ash and maybe see what we can do for the enraged Alicorn.
I will say, as horrific as this thing was, it is nice for all of us to be on the same page for this.
I guess I can agree with that.
So, we're gonna take a quick break so I can take the dog out real quick.
I should probably use the facilities as well.
Well, we have a gym, a pool, and a sauna. Enjoy whichever facilities you want.
That
Help me
and get some
finish
water.
Using that sauna.
For the time being, I'm going to just put on the intro song by Forever Free Brony while I do the thing. Yes, cold, I will drink water.
Also, looking at the stream, they've been looking at the title card the entire time, I think.
Well, how else are they gonna know what this is?
I mean, I can switch the screen, but it's still...
It's not exactly combat right now. I think you just need, like, to get a nice scenic piece commissioned of, like, the party mid-action, or just, like, chilling around a campfire or something.
I want to
like,
do that for
Less
both
interesting
parties,
things.
but that's expensive.
Especially in color, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, facilities. Be
Yep,
back
so
soon.
we'll be back in a few minutes.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown. We'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of light. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from.
Okay, I return. having the police or the be right back screen has been way more useful than just the one time that I originally used it. We're just waiting on Moon now. Oh, no? Here's the real question. The ice, did you freeze it of the same type of water, or did you do the thing where you freeze tap water and then have purified water? For some reason around here, the tap water makes me thirstier. Ice, are you hard water? Can somebody clip that shit? Hey, you do not get to jump up there. Go lay down. Anyways, ready to get back to it again? So, as you guys continue into the facility, you see a lot of different like machining rooms and things like that that are in various states of decay and disarray. Almost all of the machinery at this point is beyond salvaging. You notice that some of them looked like somebody melted a hole in it, which for Rapid, you've actually gotten your hands on thermite grenades before and seen the kind of damage they can do. So you would recognize that these are thermite grenade holes. So someone had used them to destroy some of the machines. Others were just too old and decrepit to be usable anymore. In fact, as you guys were running through, a couple of the machines actively fell apart further. Things finally snapping and giving. Eventually, you come to a massive pair of double doors. And when I say massive, like, You physically cannot see the top of them. At this point, you have also traveled a lot further down. Hold on just a sec. The thumping sound has increased massively in volume as well. There is also, despite how massive the doors look and how thick they probably are, there is a slight glow coming from the door, and that you can feel the heat radiating off of it. I will say that off to one side in this massive room is a stairwell that appears to be going up next to the door. Looping back and forth over itself a couple times to accomplish it, making it what appears to be about halfway up the door. So does anybody have anything like, hold on. Because I know several of you have phobias, but I don't remember which ones have which. Also, I also don't remember, I believe the other two are following you guys as well as the Kazite, right? Okay. That is true. And then getting the surprise Pikachu face when you get shot in the back. Okay. I couldn't remember, and Nebula is one that I control. You're not... not cold. There we go. I turned fiction up. I needed to check and make sure the volume, because the banging is pretty loud. So I wanted to make sure everybody could be heard on the stream. So you guys go up the stairs, right? So you guys come to a door. It's not glowing, so it's cool enough to touch, but not comfortably. And from what you can tell, if you do open it, What you can tell is somewhere that you can enter. Do you open and enter? There appears to be no traps, and the door appears to be unlocked. So when you open the door, God damn it. When you open the door, the banging sound reaches its pinnacle. It is still ever so slightly muffled by the fact that you guys are in a room that has what appears to be some sort of heat-treated viewing window that is in a... You can tell it's barely hanging on, but it is just enough to keep you guys from being cooked alive. And you can see things glowing from the other side. It'll take a little more effort to try to peer through it. Otherwise, in the room are several corpses, all of which seem to have been mummified from just the heat alone. Two of them look like they were at one point guards. Most of their equipment is warped and slightly just... You can tell it's been damaged by the constant heat, but it's not so bad that it's like unusable per se. It's just that the most of what's here, if you were to try to use it, would be extremely hot until you let it cool off. Most of the weapons will need to be re-outfitted because of the fact that many of the parts will be warped from the heat. Especially for however long it's been there. Roll either perception -4, search, or scrounge. Yep. Nope. You don't even find any kind of identifier. So, as you're like digging through, you actually realized, Ivory, that you don't know when it happened, but all of the ammunition that they brought into this room cooked off at once, because there are several exploded magazines. Almost as if... Nebula looks at you guys and says, "I agree with Doc." And you can see her visibly sweating under the floof. Which, fun fact, horses can sweat.
I'm imagining that everybody that's unloading their weaponry on Doc and Nebula, you just look at Crazy Joe and send him downstairs too. I'm also going to point out that you are having the same issue as her at the moment. You may be able to catch fire when you get angry. That doesn't mean that incredibly high heat is not going to make you hot and sweaty and miserable, especially with the layer of fluff that Kieran's mane is. I don't think you want that. So Ivory just stripped in front of everyone. But Coppertail's gonna offload his gun and ammunition, because I believe you gave him his gun back, right? You fixed that? Yeah. Well, to his credit, Coppertail doesn't have as much as everybody else. He's just got the revolver and some ammunition. Crazy Joe just got sent downstairs. Nebula is helping you carry that, by the way. So you head downstairs with all of their equipment? Okay. I kind of am... Okay. So, for my other three, you can roll a perception to try and perception -4, or search to try and figure out like where the thing that you're. This one scrounging won't work for. So, Pyre, as you were searching the room for something that looks like it could control things from here, you do find a terminal, and due to the prolonged heat exposure, the circuitry's fried. Like, you hoping to help out the techies hop off the panel to a pool of still liquid plastic. I mean, the amount is so negligible that it isn't worth bothering. I'm not talking about just wires though. I'm talking like full on circuit boards. So, you know, big plastic plate. I'll hit you really fucking hard. So, the only other significant things in the room are a door to the outside and the window. Well, you can roll a perception -2 for vision specifically vision -2 to see if you can spot anything through the. Okay, Ivory's good. Anybody else rolling? Because we got 2 more people in there. Ice is the only one that can't see. So, Ivory and Pyre, as you guys are like peering through the window, that door is too small for what's in there. Is the first thing you notice. And you can see that the pounding sound is coming from essentially massive hammers that are trying to reshape the warping metal, which is actively warping. There's also a swarm of what looked like small machines. I would say nanobots type machines, but they are much bigger than that. They're about the size of a fist that are constantly trying to keep things intact as hanging from a platform that is honestly very close to just turning into slag is a massive sarcophagus shaped very much like a coffin with a blazing sun put on the front of it as like decoration. It would appear that she is in the sarcophagus. The problem is they didn't get the sarcophagus into the God Engine. You can see that further in as well, and this is more for Ivory, and there appears to be like a much larger swarm of the small machines that were trying to repair things on the outside. Looks like what they're doing is attempting to repair what appears to be some sort of coolant system. And you can only tell that because out of everything, the central area that is open, where it looks like the sarcophagus is intended to be inserted, is not glowing. Except for if it's left unattended too long, at which point it pops and starts spraying some sort of unknown fluid until the machines swarm over it. And this state of things is the possible explanation for why every time you look, it seems like the percentage has been very inconsistent for the completion of Lady of Ashes. You're the only one that spotted the in-process repairs in the central portion of it, though. The others just saw like the fact that, giant glowing machine in constant state of repair. They also missed the sarcophagus. I can word. Rapid and Ivory, if you could both roll, Ivory, roll your mech skill, and Rapid, roll one of your engineering type skills or mechanical. That one will work. Because you passed by 4, so even if I had imposed the penalty I was thinking of, it would still be fine. So, looking at how it's constructed, it's possible that they were already planning for a lot of heat, just not the amount that she's putting off. And it's possible that because of that, the intention of the machine was that she would be essentially trapped inside the sarcophagus, which is inside a bubble of just coolant, trying to keep her from overheating it from the inside out. Based on what you can see of the design of the machine, too, it would also output an extremely massive amount of fire by itself as well. So, exhaust ports. This thing would essentially, if fully powered up and set loose on the world, would be capable of walking through an area and burning everything around it to the ground. This thing is essentially a walking apocalypse. And World Eater is bigger.
So I will say that for Ivory, you did spot what appears to be a catwalk leading around the outside. It is very obvious that the intention was that before anything got this bad, they'd be able to get out to get to what appears to be another viewing area. And your best guess is that that viewing area probably has what you were looking for. Except now it's going to be an incredibly painful and incredibly hot journey. Because from where you could see, the window does appear to be more intact. I would also point out that this is a DM possibly helping the players. You may also want to send Rapid. Just because, do you guys really trust Ivory to... So is it time for Rapid to actually speak up and say that he'll go too? Yeah, you wouldn't even know if he was doing something shady if he hit you with it. I mean, do you have much choice?
So I want my two mechanical minded ones to go ahead and also roll. Actually, not my two. Rapid. You have forging, don't you? Roll that. If you were to have somebody walk across that catwalk, not only would they be facing 3rd, possibly 4th degree burns after extended exposure, there's a good possibility that one of two things will happen. They'll go out there and it'll start popping and warping further because of the pressure, potentially throwing them off as it decides that, I don't like this shape anymore. Or they step on it and it finally just gives up and drops them hundreds of stories to the ground. So, do you two head out into the heat? So, it takes some effort to open the door, but as soon as you do, the change in temperature is incredibly drastic, and you all find it very difficult to breathe immediately. Coppertail, who is thinking about going with you, immediately turns around and leaves. Roll a health check. So, Ivory, you can feel it burning your lungs as you take in a deep breath and launch yourself into the air. You take 2 points of damage from the heat. Rapid, you take 1. So, what I need you to do now is, do you have flight skills? So, aerobatics is if you can do tricks. Flight is what I'll use to cover everything else. If you're like avoiding, say, oncoming griffins or pegasi or dragons, that's aerobatics. Flight. This is, can you make it through the temperature fluctuations and air currents that are going to be flowing through this room? So both of you roll flight. So, Ivory, you're able to stay stable, but Rapid, you get hit with a random updraft of superheated air, and it tosses you around like a leaf in a hurricane. Do me a favor, roll another health check. So you are able to like keep consciousness and everything. Nothing. You don't get hit by anything that like causes you pass out or anything like that. But damn, did that hurt! Take a point of damage. So I need another flight check. You guys are almost there. So, Ivory, you managed to get to the landing area. Right now you are hovering while Rapid is currently being blasted around by the winds. In here? Do you want to do something to help him? Flight -2. I'll let you try one more time before consequences kick in. So you try to catch Rapid to stabilize him, and instead you get blasted into each other and plummet about 150 feet before you are able to catch yourselves. Unluckily for you, that's near one of the hammers, which, by the way, I forgot to do this. That's as loud as I can make it. But, Rapid, roll your aerobatics for me. You just barely managed to hoist you and your companion out of the way as the hammer slams into the side of the machine near you. Now, both of you roll flight. Ivory, roll it at a -2 to try and help him. So you do manage to get both of you up to the landing. Now roll a health check, because you do still have to land. You both take 2 points of damage as you stand on the landing, and you both now have burns on your feet, severe burns. So you're going to have to deal with that at some point. I am going to have to look and see if there's like already a burn thing for GURPS and what it looks like. But yeah, they just landed on the superheated landing and burned their feet. ahead and roll strength. No, not really. You don't have boots on anymore, though. Yes. Rapid, roll your strength. Yes. So, Ivory, you struggle with the door, and Rapid is able to is the one that is able to actually open it. Meaning that if you had been here alone, you probably would have been struggling for a while. You guys are able to make it in. You guys are able to make it into the control room. And when you close the door, it muffles the sound quite a bit more than the other room. And it's still uncomfortably hot, but it's not, I'm going to die hot. The viewing window is in much better condition, and you get a pretty decent view of the sarcophagus. Whatever it's made out of is not normal metal. That much you can tell. It is actively glowing, and just looking at it, you could tell that if it was a normal metal, it would be slag right now. You don't even need, like, forging skills or anything like that. Nothing should be glowing that brightly. Whenever you look around the room, you notice that there is one corpse. And it is still laying, holding the crowbar that it has jammed through a control panel marked as emergency coolant. There are also several other control panels around the room, these appearing much more mechanical. One of which is marked for repair drones. That several of them have been flipped, but there are also several more that need to be flipped in order to release more drones. Oh, you gotta go? Okay, then we will put a pin in it until next week. But, until then, for those of you that may or may not still be watching, if you enjoyed that and would like to see more of it, then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, follow on Twitch, all that good stuff. I will be going live here in a little bit for doing my raid stuff again, and then the rest of the week after, for Monday on, we will be doing the subathon stuff again. Other than that, big thank you to my Patreons, Cameo Shatterness, Ice Crystal, Scarmix, and links are in the description on how to support and join the Discord server. Everybody have a great afternoon, and don't forget to drink water. Let's see.
Well, the bomb got dropped upon us all, and the list of all unknowns is tall. But if there's anything we know, our stubbornness has shown, we'll climb up after any fall. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. The leftover ashes in the sky, and the nations, all they do is fight. Yeah, the crown broke all our trust, so I guess it's up to us to save whatever's left of life. We know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. But we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came from. Oh, we know who we are, but we still don't know who named us. Yeah, we know where we are, but we don't know where we came